What have you learned from watching all this?
Right, facts. I just learned whenever you go out there, just play your hardest, you know, show what you can show, do your best, and then let the chips fall.
LaMelo Ball has always been in the spotlight since his freshman year of high school, and now he's finally out of high school, all 6'7" of him. The question is, how good is LaMelo Ball actually? What is up, dudes, dudettes, ballers, players? It's your boy MJ. We all remember the 15-year-old taking over the nation, the kid that was supposed to go UCLA, that was supposed to be one of the best in his class, and he still is, right? We've lost touch with LaMelo. He went overseas, he played in the JBA, he just played his first game for the Australian Illawarra Hawks, and he fouled out. But it was just a preseason game and he came off the bench to score 12 points. With some mock drafts putting LaMelo as a top 10 pick while other drafts having him as a second rounder, there's a lot of inconsistency in assessing LaMelo Ball. Lonzo recently said that LaMelo was the most talented out of all the Ball brothers, so let's take a look at his game and just what he offers. Drop a like for how many half-court shots LaMelo takes per game, 5,613. Also, I finally edited the 24-hour NBA 2K20 stream and it's up on the second channel. It's all the highlights, memes, glitches, and sleep deprivation you could ever want. And to the 83% that watch my videos that still aren't subscribed, LaMelo is 18, so I'm just trying to get the percent subscribed to 19, so please subscribe! LaMelo Ball is somewhat of a mystery due to his circumstances. He started off in high school on an undefeated season in his freshman year with both of his older brothers, Lonzo and LiAngelo. We all saw how he was special for his age. He could keep up with the juniors and seniors of high school basketball. He wasn't dominating, but then again, he was the third scoring option and he was undersized. Yeah, LaMelo was 5'10" and he was praised for his ability to put up buckets from anywhere, his dazzling handles, and the quick pace that all three Ball brothers played with. His sophomore year was when he really exploded. Without Lonzo, LaMelo was given the keys to the team so we could really see what LaMelo could do, and man, did he not disappoint. He scored 92 points in a game, even though he cherry-picked a lot of them.
Why you bully me?
And he even did this. He pointed at the line! He grew to 6'2", and LaMelo was pulling from everywhere, but there were concerns. There were times where he was too trigger happy, like in the state semifinals when he shot 8 of 33 and missed 23s in a loss, and those threes weren't good shots. We also saw some playmaking and obviously the handles, but LaMelo wasn't a true point guard yet. His decision making wasn't elite, it was more for him to score or do a flashy play. The main question was whether Melo was focused on basketball. I mean, from the outside we all saw this kid goofing around, but he was just 15, so it makes sense. LaMelo was the most famous 15-year-old in the nation. His Instagram had over 1 million followers, there was so much hype, and it was probably going to his head. That's the impression most people have of LaMelo. And then comes LaVar Ball.
Something is wrong with you!
Yes!
LaVar pulled out LaMelo from high school and put him overseas in Lithuania with LiAngelo. LaMelo shot 26% from the field and 25% from 3 in 8 games. And it was just weird. A different country, so there were obviously a lot of adjustments more than just the basketball side of things. After Lithuania, LaMelo was put into the JBA, the league LaVar made for players who want to get paid after high school before going to the NBA. And LaMelo averaged 39.6 points, 14.6 rebounds, and 11.5 assists. So that's not great competition. And his maturity levels were still low. Throughout all of this, we know that LaMelo can shoot and that he's got flashy handles, but we just hadn't seen LaMelo in a more normal setting. Chino Hills was super fast paced where he could jack up all these shots he wanted. Lithuania was slower paced, but also in Lithuania, with grown men. The JBA was for 8 games and it was more of a spectacle. So that's why his last season in Spire Institute was just so special. Spire Institute was a legit high school program with top of the line training facilities with a good coaching staff. LaMelo could compete with his peers with the right competition that could be properly assessed. It's not some grown men or not in some ridiculously fast-paced team or in a new league. LaMelo had to actually play in some normal parameters. Now at this point, LaMelo has also grown to 6'6", and yeah, he took some deep threes, and yeah, he still had those razzle-dazzle handles. But there was something different. There was calmness. The chaotic play of before had somewhat disappeared. He was more in control. His handles aren't just flashy anymore, they were slow and more deliberate, something that LeBron and Harden like to do. There are times where he is patient in finding an opening rather than just rushing into it, and he took shots in rhythm. He was capable of assessing the whole defense and deciding what was the right thing to do. He would even look off the defender before shooting. With his now 6'7" height, it's almost impossible to block him at that point guard spot. His jump shot is also a quick release. He has his set shot from a catch and shoot position, but he also has slight variations depending on whether the defense is tight, he's leaning, from hesitation, just different scenarios. He is able to shoot from any position and make any shot, but even I have to admit, this is something that I think could translate to the NBA, but something I'm not counting on. He's streaky, not consistent. While he can make any shot, that doesn't mean he does it all the time. Surprisingly, that's not the best part of LaMelo's game. It's his vision and floor general abilities. LaMelo has always made flashy passes in the fast break, but now it happens in the fast break and in a half-court setting. There are just plays where he finds his teammates out of nowhere. While LaMelo loves to shoot from deep, he also drives to the rim frequently. At his height of 6'6" and lanky arms, you have to respect the Spire Institute. But then LaMelo would do these nice drop passes to a roller. He finds teammates in their stride for their timing in the right pocket for them to shoot easily. He sees people in his peripheral and draws defenses in to create something for his teammates. He creates the opportunity and then acts upon the opportunity. He's a willing passer. Even when LaMelo gets the ball, he immediately looks up and makes a decision. And that's what makes him special, because he's reading and reacting. And I mean, he's also doing this. Again, now he's 6'7" and he's a point guard. He would be the 3rd tallest point guard in the league today, behind Ben Simmons and Isaac Bonga. The GOAT! We've seen how playmaking at that height is such an advantage because you can see over most guards. He isn't overly strong and doesn't go into the post, which is something that he could develop at his size and pass from the post, something LeBron really likes to do. Melo isn't super strong and he doesn't have some crazy vertical either, but he's crafty and shifty. There are reports that LaMelo has put on 15 pounds, so he really is getting stronger, possibly for post play. He was posting up a bit in the Jew League, so hey, maybe. His handles are very tight and he really does have the ball on a string. He loves to hesitate into a shot or use that to have the player step up slightly to blow by them. On top of that, he's one of the more creative finishers in high school. For a guy with not a lot of airtime, he does a lot in the air. He's able to stay in control despite moving the ball in different directions while in the air. A lot of times he's deciding where to pass or shoot while in the air, reading the defense and then making the right play. It's why his layups look so majestic, because he's smoothly moving the ball in the air and possibly faking out a few defenders in the process. He's also really good at in-between shots. I guess you could call them floaters, where he double clutches it right before he gets deep into the paint. He's not afraid of contact and he can finish through that contact. He's played with grown men, not NBA, but still pros, and so he can definitely take some physical play. Now, LaMelo's defense seems non-existent. but I don't know how much we can judge from what we've seen. This is typical for high school students, and so usually you get to see that in college. In Lithuania, LaMelo's defense was just average, but he really doesn't seem to get at it. That remains to be seen. LaMelo's mental state also seems to be better. He's not the same cocky player he once was. Yeah, he still celebrates, but there's more of a maturity on the court. He is putting in more work in the gym, he's getting more serious on the court and off the court. He's no longer this. We still have to keep looking out for that though. So how good is LaMelo Ball? LaMelo has size that you can't teach for a point guard, special vision, deep range, and a good finishing ability. He definitely is worthy of a top 10 pick. Anytime you can get a 6'7" floor general that can shoot, that's someone you can't pass up on. If he dominates overseas, I gotta think that he'll be a top 5 pick. The NBA has seen the likes of Luka Doncic just take the league by storm, and so the value of international play has gone up. LaMelo isn't in the EuroLeague, but still there is some value to playing overseas and playing professionally. Look past the early 15-year-old Melo to the now 18-year-old LaMelo, and it's easy to see that LaMelo Ball is special. But what do you think? Will LaMelo be a top 10 pick? Will LaMelo Ball be special in the NBA? Drop a like for LaMelo's half-court shots, cause they cool. So if you like NBA 2K20, or maybe if you like me, see what happened when I don't sleep for 24 hours and play a broken game on my second channel. If you're still here, thanks for the support, and comment have so I know you're a real one. The Instagram shout out of the day goes to Valens, and the all-day notification shout out goes to Gil Morales. Thanks for the all-day support. Make sure to bell for all the notifications, and if you're not a sub, hit the subscribe button and join the all-day community for more fire content, all-day support. It's your boy MJ. We out.